Hello everybody, this is a 2-week post-shoulder surgery update for you, just to give you an idea of what I've been through over the last 2 weeks. I had my checkup with Dr. Haynes and he's very happy with how everything's going. At the checkup he took the dressings off from the arthroscopic surgery. All I've got are 5 little holes in my shoulder now, small little cuts, 3 here, 1, 2, 3, a 4th and then a 5th on the back. And he's happy with how all that is going and how that's healing. I stopped all my pain meds about a week ago. I had a morphine patch on my arm, and in the first 10 days it made me terribly nauseous. 2 of the days I actually woke up and was vomiting within 20 minutes of waking up, so I had a very bad reaction to the morphine. But I kept the patch on for 10 days, and the doctor took that off at my latest 2-week checkup. So I'm on no pain meds now after 2 weeks, and just got a little bit of dull pain, a little bit at the back and basically where the wounds are, and then I can feel that there's a little bit of pain inside. Another thing that I've been doing regularly is putting ice followed by heat onto my shoulder twice a day. So I've been icing for about 20 minutes or so with an ice pack on the shoulder, and then I follow that with about 10 minutes of heat. I've got a heat pack that I put in the microwave and then I put on my shoulder for around 10 minutes. I've got to use the sling now for another 2 weeks as well, and then after 4 weeks in total I can take the sling off. He's hoping that I'll also be able to drive by then. And then after 6 weeks, the tendons should have started really knitting nicely on the bone, where they anchored the bicep tendon, the long head of the bicep tendon, to the bone. It's been quite a challenge getting used to wearing the sling every day. I've got to wear it 24 hours a day, except when I'm showering or doing exercises. So I've pretty much had this as my best friend for the last 2 weeks. Initially I found it very difficult to sleep. You just can't get comfortable. I've been lying on my back. I've tried lying on my side, but it seems that lying on your back really is one of the few options to sleep. And after a couple of days I've sort of got used to that now. So the first 2 weeks after surgery, there's a lot to get used to. It's a massive lifestyle change, because for me as a very active person, this has put a full-on handbrake onto my normal life, and adapting to that change has been one of the biggest challenges. Mentally it really plays with you, because you are not able to do any of the normal things. Even eating or just basic things like going to the bathroom is a challenge with only one hand, with your other hand in a sling like this the whole time. So that's been a big thing that I've had to get used to over the last 2 weeks. But you get into it, and it's amazing how a person can adapt once you put your mind to it. When I went to see Haynes, my surgeon, for my 2-week checkup, I just asked him, what does the next 4 weeks entail? I asked him what is the main thing that I need to look out for and be careful of with the type of surgery that's been done. And he said I must just be really careful of anything with an arm extension, like a complete arm extension like that, because of the way that the bicep has been anchored, the bicep tendon's been anchored back onto the bone up here. So I've just got to be careful of that. However, he's given me a bit of a challenge. I've got to try and, on the right arm, I've got to try and raise the right arm. In 2 weeks' time, I've got to be able to do that with it. At the moment with my right arm, I can actually only get it to about there. It's very stiff, and it gets to a point where it's quite sore, but he reckons you've just got to keep doing these exercises with both arms to try and get both arms together over your head to that point. The only other exercises that I'm doing are with a ball, squeezing like that 3 times a day, and then I do, it's almost like a bicep curl, just a static sort of up and down like that. And those are the only exercises that I'm doing at the moment. I've added quite a bit of supplements to my diet. I'm taking extra collagen. There's a guy in Durban called the Keto Surfer He developed a nutrition program primarily around his experience beating cancer through nutrition, and so he's given me a bunch of collagen type of supplements to help with the recovery of the tendons in my shoulder. So I'm taking that every day. And then I'm doing extensive hyperbaric oxygen therapy in a hyperbaric chamber. So I'm doing that about 3 times a week. I've read up a lot about that, and it seems there's some very positive benefits to oxygen therapy in a hyperbaric environment. I'm normally super active. I surf almost every day. My work requires me to drive around a lot in my car, and I'm a very active person. So the last 2 weeks for me, and I would expect the next couple of weeks and months, are going to be quite a challenge, because I have the sling for the next 2 weeks, and then I can't actively do much with my shoulder for the next couple of weeks or months. And so mentally, that's a bit of a challenge. But my wife, family and friends have really rallied around me and have been very encouraging in helping me keep my chin up in just getting through this, because it can get a little bit depressing at times, being in this kind of position. I'm really hoping to be ready in time for the cyclone season, which comes up in our side of the world in a couple of months' time. It sends big swells our way, and that gives me a marker to work towards. I think if I can be fit for that and my shoulder's working again, at least it gives a goal. I think it's important to have a goal to work towards, and I've set that as my goal, and my rehab and everything is kind of geared all around that. I'll try and update again in another month's time after I've seen my surgeon again. I have an appointment in a month, and that will be for my 6-week checkup. And I'll chat to you again then.